Log on to HRTV.com for more information. This is HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
Bullet drill real quick. Let's talk Derby starting game.
Okay.
Favorite odds when they leave the starting gate?
No lower than 9-2.
Okay, I'll take the overs.
Okay.
How many horses are longest shot odds? Longest shot on the board.
There'll be a 50-1 shot.
Could be.
Okay.
Horses 10-1 or lower in the race.
No more than 3.
I'll take the overs.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'll take the unders. I think there's 2.
As we head into the Derby, it's not just about a race itself. I know you've been there Derby week before with Kentucky Oaks runners. What are you most looking forward to about that week?
Well, the part that's amazing, Becky, we never ever thought we'd be there. I mean, even 10 days ago, we didn't think we were. But all this time that I've been owning horses, most in the early years, it wasn't really with the young ones. It was more with proven horses, and so we never even thought about going to the Derby. I kind of feel for the owners who have been on the Derby trail for 6 months and what they've been going through. Yeah. We've been on the Derby trail for 10 days. And I know what we're going through, so it's just amazing.
Well, Kate, and it's Derby time because lots of action here at Churchill Downs now. Finally, as we have a lot of the contenders shipping in, and got to catch up with Uncle Mo this morning, as you had mentioned earlier, with Dialed In not being on the grounds. Uncle Mo kind of getting all the attention here.
Well, yeah, Dialed In is staying at Palm Meadows, away from the spotlight. Nick Zito, I think, will wait as long as possible to bring him in, but Uncle Mo is scheduled to have 2 works at Churchill Downs. That's been Todd's plan all along. Also, the same is true for Stay Thirsty. Uncle Mo going to the track bright and early, 6 a.m., part of the first set, and just kind of chilling as he takes it in. His workout potentially pushed back just a couple of days. 99% sure that they'll go for Tuesday. Of course, Stay Thirsty breezing on Sunday, which has been the pattern all along, but Todd Pletcher kind of keeping an open hand as far as what his options are for the workout schedule for what's expected to be one of the favorites.
The South Florida contingent very strongly represented with Decisive Moment, Mucho Macho Man, and then you found out that they're going to be joined by another pal from Florida.
Well, Watch Me Go, Kathleen O'Connell's horse that ran so well, beating Brethren at Tampa Bay, and then in his most recent start, not as well, is kind of on the fence, may move into the field. He's among the top 25 or so, and she is making plans to ship in. She'll be in the same barn with Kathy Ritvo, Mucho Macho Man, and Decisive Moment, Juan Arias, and interesting that they've probably been here longer, especially Decisive Moment, than any other horse on the grounds. Plenty of time to get acclimated, but they don't have to make such an adjustment because it's kind of old home week so far as the South Florida trainers are concerned.
It's not a traditional pedigree for a horse whose best distance is going to be 1.25 miles. You'll probably remember Indian Charlie, he's by In Excess, who was a very, very good horse from 1 mile to 10 furlongs as an older horse, but as a stallion has been a bit more of a speed influence. I think this is a horse actually who might be a real threat. Obviously he ran that big race in the Louisiana Derby, considering he lost a shoe, and he's been working very well. And as you say, you're quite right. Macho Uno obviously won those 2 races at 1 mile and 1/8, and he actually he had a later career that was often interrupted by injury problems, but he ran a very good, I think 4th or 5th in the Breeders' Cup at 1 mile at 10 furlongs. So yeah, I think he's certainly got the stamina to get 10 furlongs. Pants on Fire's Rude Mare Stars Cape Town. He won the 9 furlong Florida Derby. He did leave a good classic runner in Birdtown, who was champion 3-year-old filly, and she won the Kentucky Oaks at 9 furlongs. Cabo de Noche, the dam of Pants on Fire, she's house sister to Key Hunter, who was a stakes winner over 10 furlongs and was runner-up in the CCA Oaks. And the next 2 dams are by champion older horse Bates Motel, who was a Grade 1 winner at 10 furlongs, and Key to the Mint, another stamina influence. So I think, for me, Pants on Fire a good chance of staying the trip.
I don't think I really believed it till I saw him flash by. I mean, how could we beat Uncle Mo? And we didn't go to the race thinking we could beat him. We just thought, this is a great race, and Julian especially wanted to go because Bellamy had run in it. And so we thought, and Graham, we talked about, and Graham couldn't decide between the Illinois Derby and the Wood. And he said, well, let's go for the Wood. And how wonderful that was the decision he made.
Well, Diane, what are your plans going toward the Kentucky Derby at this point?
We are, the whole family is going. Grandchildren, all our grandchildren will be there. It's such an event in all our lives. And it doesn't happen very often, so you better take advantage of it when it does. And well, this is a one-in-a-lifetime experience for us, I think.
Here I am at Oaklawn Park. Yes, Bob Baffert, there is a lake. It could be a coast. Just saying. Always busy at the Jones Barn.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up with you?
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Yeah,
morning, sunshine.
Good morning.
How's everything?
We're good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sure?
All is well.
Snow Chief, the home of joyful victory. Joyful. There she is. Hi, sweetie. Hey, princess. Look at you. You're quite the ham. Little snack here. Oh. Gray horses and green stuff. They love it. Dirty girl. This would be one of the reasons Larry quit in the first place. See that thing glued to his ear? Yep, that would be a telephone. Lick is going on. Corey's done a great job of getting all the poo off her bum. Up she goes, and away we go. Sun's up. On the track, joyful victory. Oh, so joyful. Going home. Cool as a cucumber. The green stuff is abundant here at the Jones Barn. Even the ponies rolling in it. That's it from the Larry Jones Barn for me. But the morning is still going on. Thank you, Larry, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good day.
When HRTV Rewind returns.
As the field comes off the turn and into the stretch.
John called me one day before Santa Anita and said, Lee, finally, I think I found you a horse. I just want you to buy it. Let's not even talk about it. And I said, well, I don't even think we have to talk about it. Why don't we just buy it?
Not all roads lead to Louisville. After his runner-up finish in the Sunland Derby last month, Steve Asmussen didn't see the Kentucky Derby in Astrology's future. So now last year's winner of the Grade 3 Iroquois heads to Aqueduct in search of his first New York Stakes win. If Astrology's connections are happy with his effort, he could punch his ticket to the Preakness. A Pletcher-trained colt short on seasoning, but not talent, might prove to be Astrology's toughest opponent in the Grade 2.
Cal Nation and John Velasquez score by 6 or 7 on the wire.
Contested for more than a century during the fall of the year, the new placement of the Jerome could have implications on the middle leg of the Triple Crown. It's the Grade 2 Jerome Stakes coming up next on HRTV.
Let's go to the outside of the starting gate. Adios, Charlie. A really nice maiden win at Gulfstream Park last time out, second off the bench, and it looks like the sky's the limit. We don't know how good he is, but he could be tough in this race.
He can be very tough, and a lot of things on his side. He was a horse that was very well thought of as a 2-year-old, only made one start, finished a troubled second. Then he came back at Gulfstream, which I thought was a very impressive run for him. And Stan Huff is just doing incredible work. He's only run 11 horses this year, and he's won 5 races. He didn't ship this horse up here, obviously, for the weather. He shipped this horse up here because he thinks he can win. And Stan Huff knows how to place his horses. I think with his post and Stanley Huff on his side, this horse is a major player today.
As the field comes off the turn and into the stretch, and Justin Phillip comes on to take the lead. Justin Phillip in front. Adios, Charlie, second on the inside. Rattlesnake Bridge with a late run along with Astrology coming down to the finish. And Adios Charlie comes back on the inside. Adios Charlie kicks away in the final 100 yards. Astrology photos for second with Justin Phillip. Adios, Charlie says goodbye to the field in the final 100 yards and hello to a bright future.
It was a real thrill. You know, I mean, it was an exciting race. You know, our colt hadn't had much experience, and, you know, it was a step up, obviously, competition and distance. And so when he got headed, turning for home, looked like we just kind of hoping for second there, and then kind of when he got into him, came back, it was a real thrill.
He earned more than $4 million in an era where the purses seldom reached seven figures. He made 64 lifetime starts, competed in 61 stakes, won 7 Grade 1s. However you phrase it, Creme Fraiche was an iron horse. Owned by Betty Moran's Brushwood Stable and trained by Hall of Famer Woody Stevens, Creme Fraiche was a poster horse for consistency. He wasn't picky either. 5 different riders brought him to the winner's circle, and he was equally adept on fast ground as he was on sloppy tracks. After winning 3 of 5 starts as a juvenile in 1984, Creme Fraiche's 3-year-old campaign heated up when he won the Derby trial. 4 weeks later, he nearly upset Kentucky Derby winner Spend a Buck in the Jersey Derby. Just 12 days after that effort, Creme Fraiche entered the gate as the second choice in the final leg of the Triple Crown. His victory was significant for reasons beyond the obvious. That day, Creme Fraiche became the first gelding to win the Belmont in its 117 runnings, and he provided Stevens with his 4th of 5 consecutive wins in the race, a record that will take some breaking.
Creme Fraiche in front.
The durable gelding still had plenty of work left to do that season. Only a month after the taxing mile-and-a-half Belmont, Creme Fraiche won the Grade 1 American Derby at Arlington Park.
Creme Fraiche takes it!
Before closing out his sophomore campaign, he captured 2 more Grade 1s, the Jerome and Super Derby.
Creme Fraiche has the lead by a half length. Pancho Villa. It's Creme Fraiche in front.
Competing as an older horse, Creme Fraiche retained his zest for competition. He won several prestigious events, including back-to-back runnings of the Jockey Club Gold Cup. At age 7, Creme Fraiche began his well-deserved retirement on his owner's farm in Pennsylvania, where he remained until his death at the age of 21.
John called me one day before Santa Anita and said, Lee, finally, I think I found you a horse. I just want you to buy it. Let's not even talk about it. And I said, well, I don't even think we have to talk about it. Why don't we just buy it? It was all done because of his feeling that it was the new dirt track at Santa Anita. And sure enough, the horse came over. You know, he's an interesting horse. He's kind of an ornery horse, but he won those first two races. And, you know, we knew we didn't have a great horse, but we knew he had a very useful horse being a gelding, so that's what we're trying to do with him.
Well, with that in mind, you're in a field of 5 in the Texas Mile, and there's a few horses that like to be forwardly placed. You have a rider change in John Court. How do you anticipate this race setting up for Gladding?
Well, you know, it's really tough with John because, you know, we talk about, you know, what's possible. John's pretty good at leaving a lot of things up to the rider. He has a lot of confidence in John Court. I mean, I really like John Court. So I really think that, you know, we're probably going to be second or third if somebody really wants to lead. The mile seems to be a lot better. We actually bought the horse. We're thinking he could go a mile and a half. And that was where we were going to go. But it appears that, you know, maybe this middle distance is going to be the right spot. So he's going to be forwardly placed, and hopefully he just gets a good trip.
They come now to the top of the stretch. Gladding has to deal with this Sky Has No Limit. These two now kicking on from Frisian Fire. An 1/8 of a mile to go. Gladding is very game. This Sky Has No Limit tries to get by. Hasn't done it yet, though. Gladding and this Sky Has No Limit. What a race. Gladding and this Sky Has No Limit. Right down to the wire. The Sky Has No Limit, and Justin Shepard to beat out Gladding, dreaming of the win, actually came to get up third. Deputy Former running a giant race. Baltimore Bob is there. It's Baltimore Bob now kicking it in best. Then always with approval, it's Baltimore Bob in front. Baltimore Bob sticks out his neck and goes away. On the outside there, it is Deputy Former, always with approval, but Baltimore Bob and Cliff Berry, his 5th winner on today's card. To the final furlong. Sheer Beauty is very game. Here comes Slide On By, Pleasantly Blessed, then the Cat-Who. Sheer Beauty is wandering all around. Here comes Slide On By the Cat-Who between them. Sheer Beauty desperately, but Sheer Beauty wins under John Court. Slide On By second, the Cat-Who third.
Up next on Rewind.
Had a few guys hit it, with the 1,100 people. So it was an exciting day, though. I mean, everybody, was a lot of energy in the building and around the country.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
There she is. That's Dahlia. Now, she was quite a story. She was the European champion 3-year-old in 1973 and the UK Horse of the Year. Now, that's the time of Secretariat. Same year, so Secretariat was dominating here. She was dominating in the UK. And then she comes to the US and secures champion turf horse honors in 1974. She was the first thoroughbred mare, to actually surpass $1 million and was voted into the top 100 racehorses of the 20th century. And it hasn't been lost on Pimlico. They've named a stake for her.
Unsung has every chance to kick it on the inside. Love's Blush is wide and tripped into the stretch. Weeper, Manuel Chavez, Baltimore Bell to the attack, and then Valari, Cantari. Unsung's come off the bit there. Fourth furlong left to go. Weeper, Baltimore Bell trying to get by under a stiff drive on the outside. Baltimore Bell even turns to Weeper with their close to home, where Baltimore Bell and Julian Pimentel to take the Dahlia Stakes. Baltimore Bell lengthened 3/4.
We had a really good trip. They were going really slow in front, but I was just trying to keep her together. And when I asked her to run, she kept digging. I mean, she was rolling at the end. Just like you say, the other one gave me a little fight, but it was more because they were going so easy in front.
He has no blood, and he has no heart pumping, no nerves in his body. So Herman the German gets tied on. And Herman, he wears a hard hat.
Well, what about the neck brace?
He's got a broken neck. He broke it in Kansas City on a cow pony that bucked into the fence and slammed his chin on top of the fence and broke his neck. And the emergency people came and they put one of those neck braces on him and donated it to him, And now he goes, but the weight of the hard hat on him causes him to ride along like this, which is...
looks like Colin almost.
It's the way most of these exercise riders ride anyway, so the horse gets a real good feeling for it,
It was an exciting day, though. I mean, everybody, was a lot of energy in the building and around the country, and the way it played out actually worked out pretty good. It was a lot of people live right to the end.
Tim, that's a new promotion you tried down there at Gulfstream, the Rainbow Six. Did it accomplish what you wanted it to do? And in retrospect, could you consider it to be a success?
Yeah, we're very happy with it. I mean, with the combination of the pick 5 and the pick 6, we had dropped that $2 pick 6, which just didn't get the play that California and New York got. So we decided to come up with the gimmicky 10-cent pick 6 and have that pick 5 for the the more serious players. The two combined have generated over $20 million, and that's all incremental income that basically didn't affect any other pools. So it was a big success, we think.
Tackleberry has the lead. Duke of Mischief is second. Tackleberry has won the Sunshine Millions Classic. Gourmet Dinner is third. Dialed In and Julian LePeroux have won the Holy Bull. It's Soldat and Gourmet Dinner, and Soldat has the lead down to the wire. Soldat and Alan Garcia have won the Basic-Tipton Fountain of Youth. Uncle Mo has a 2-length lead at the 16th pole, and he's opened up from Rattlesnake Bridge. Uncle Mo is back. His 3-year-old debut was a winning one. He took it by 4.5 lengths, but it's Travelin' Man at the 16th pole, and he's pulling away. Then Indiano and Little Drama, Travelin' Man in the swale. And she's pulling away at will. She's got a 5-length lead on Island School and Salary Drive. Our Heat Lightning dominates the Gulfstream Park Oaks. They're into the final furlong. It is Giant Oak down the center of the track, coming, charging, and Giant Oak was huge in the dun. And Tackleberry, hold on. Tackleberry on the inside. Tisway, soaring Empire. Here's the finish. Tackleberry again. Pomeroy's Pistol holding on. Pomeroy's Pistol upsets Dancing in Her Dreams. Here comes Teeks North on the outside. Little Mike fights on between horses as they come down to the wire. Teeks North on the outside and Smart Bid hit the wire together. Teeks North for Smart Bid. Dialed In is coming with his giant strides on the far outside. Still has to get to Shackelford. Shackelford still there. Dialed In coming after him. Shackelford, the race of his life. Dialed In's got him. Dialed In won the Florida Derby. Shackelford was right with him on the wire. 200 and serve and Flashpoint.
He created a wine empire, and he was a sportsman, a racing fan, since Seabiscuit, and later became a prominent horse owner and breeder. Best known for securing Horse of the Year honors from 2007 to 2009. Jess Jackson passing away early today, dying of complications from cancer and passing away in his sleep. Unwilling to compromise on his basic values of family, hard work, integrity, and stewardship of the land, Jess Jackson, known both for a legacy of wines and a legacy of horses.
The great thing was about Jess was he always wanted to know how we were doing first and foremost, and then we talk about horses. You know, there's no better person that I've ever worked for or been around, and you know, he took winning and losing the same way. Just a hell of a competitor and an outstanding person.
I always got the feeling that he really, really, really enjoyed the horses. Tell us about that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when he could get away from work and get around Steve and myself and the barn and the horses, he was at home there. Definitely had a tremendous love for him. Always wanted what was the best for him. You know, didn't want us pushing him or doing anything that was wrong for him. It was always the horse first and the race second. And you know, we need more people like him. He's an unbelievable competitor.
That's all for Rewind this week. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on HRTV.
He was an exceptional trainer to the day he died.
He tried to be rough and tough and gruff, but in actual fact, he had a heart of gold.
He was one of those larger-than-life characters that would allow you to embrace him as just a guy.
There's no one today that was like him, nobody.
He's the greatest trainer I've ever seen. If most men strive to be the man that Charlie was, we'd have a fantastic world.
Aaron, if you want to know why I'm quite so tall, take a look at this. Huh? How you like that?
Hey, what I want to know is, can Monty Roberts straighten out Aaron Vercruzy like he did that horse? That's what I want to know.
Give him a flat iron, maybe his hair.
Gary, we're here to talk about your horse. No comments from the peanut gallery, please. By the way,